The latest on Josh Hader makes you wonder, will he be ready for the season? The Houston Astros seem to think everything will be fine. Yordan Alvarez, Jose Altuve, and the others will arrive this week. Let's talk about spring training and getting going right now.
Yainer Díaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Heisman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chansey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Heisman. He is Brett Chansey. We are the Locked On Astros podcast. Thank you for making us your first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. Thank you for making us part of the number one network out there. Locked On, thank you for making us the number one Astros podcast out there. We have been with you all off season. We'll continue to be with you throughout spring training, throughout the regular season, hopefully throughout the postseason if the Astros make it to the postseason. So between Brett and I, we have over 18 years of podcasting experience. So thank you for making us your first listen. Go and subscribe to us on YouTube and go and help us get to 20,000 subscribers. So I know that it's kind of in a way, it's the slow news time of the year, but at the same time, there's been a lot of trade rumors over the past 2 days about the Red Sox trade, but that was kind of squashed today. We'll talk about what happened there. Josh Hader, is he ready for launch? We don't really know what's really going on there. And there's still some unanswered questions with the roster, and we're going to touch a little bit on that all week. But the thing that we're going to talk about today is the backup catcher situation. I know that the Astros really haven't addressed this. So it's Cesar Salazar, the guy. Is he the guy that the Astros are going to go with? But go ahead and join the Everydayers Club. Just go to lockedonastros.supercast.com and join right now.
Yeah, you know, Eric, there was some interesting news before we get to the backup catcher thing. Josh Hader is a guy that, you know, the Astros Nation was really worried about because towards the end of the season, in August, he was actually diagnosed with a left capsule shoulder strain. And Buster Olney came out today and said that he is working his way back. Now, if you remember back in December, Dana Brown had spoken with, you know, Chandler Rome and some of the media and said that, oh yeah, you know, Josh Hader's on schedule. He's throwing good. Like we expect him to be fully ready. Well, has he had a setback? That's what I want to know because nobody's really answering that question. He said Hader has been playing catch on flat ground, throwing lightly. This is from Buster Olney, according to Houston general manager. But Hader has not been throwing full bullpens. Now, why is this an issue? Because Eric, at this point in the year, early in February, is when pitchers start throwing full bullpen sessions. And this is where they really start shaping their training program going into the regular season to be ramped up. So really, the question is, Eric, will Josh Hader truly be 100% ready, or will he still be getting ramped up come opening day?
Well, I think this happens with most veterans. Sometimes they conserve their workload for spring training to get started. Some of them get started mid-February. So it's just a question of what is it with Josh Hader. I know that Dana Brown said that he'll be ready to go at spring training. Maybe he will be. Maybe it's only a week delay. Maybe he was just playing it cautious. We don't know what's going on. I don't think that it's a big red flag injury. I know I saw a lot of people on a Discord server that I'm on being like, oh, here we go again. It's 2025 all over again with injuries. But I think that this is just the Astros and Josh Hader just playing it cautious, that they don't need him to be ready on February 14th or whenever the day that I guess it's going to be the 11th. They need him to be ready for opening day. Yes, they would like him to be ready a little bit earlier than that, get all ramped up and everything. But the key is, will he be ready by opening day? And I think everybody feels like he's ready. So he'll be ready by then. I think this is just more of a delay. He won't be out there throwing on Wednesday when pitchers and catchers report. But I don't think this is going to be a long-term thing. but we'll know a little bit more by midweek about if this is going to be a long delay or just a temporary inconvenience.
Yeah, I just really like I'm the always positive, always Stros guy. Okay. I'm always a glass half full guy, optimist guy. But to me, if everything was fine, this wouldn't be a story. And Buster Olney wouldn't have reported on it, Eric. And
Right.
What I'm wondering is, look, a shoulder, a capsule strain, everybody reacts differently to this physical abnormality or this physical defect. When you look at the shoulder injury, completely different injury, but still the shoulder. When you talk about Jake Meyer, some players recover fast, some players recover slower than others. Now, if Josh Hader's just slower in recovering and they're slow walking it and they're playing it cautious so that he's healthy for an entire season, totally fine with that. But what I want to do is bookmark this point in time and check back in a month or two from now to see where Josh Hader is. Because if Josh Hader does struggle this year, if Josh Hader is a guy that is injured, goes on the IL, then that means that you are throwing someone like Brian Abreu into that closer role. And we've seen Brian Abreu shine. We've seen him struggle in that role. You just hope that last year's 2025 and the litany of injuries does not repeat itself. I don't think it will. And I'm not saying this is that thing, but it's something that you have to bookmark and pay attention to. And that the Astros are fully aware of it. Carlos Pérez said, we're making sure that everybody is healthy in their return to play.
I know we've all seen this meme of like a house on fire and this guy sitting at a table saying, "This is fine. I have it right here."
There
This
you
is
go.
not the situation. It's not anything to be worried about. This is really fine. This is totally okay. This is totally normal, especially coming off a injury not plague season. I think he missed the later half of the season. He could have possibly, there's a chance he could have returned for postseason should the Astros have made it, but I don't think that was really likely. So I think that really this is fine. This is really a situation where I think it's just some news. Oh, he hasn't thrown off the mound yet. Oh, he hasn't ramped up like most pitchers have by this time, mid-February. So I don't think it's a big deal. Now, come mid-May, mid-March, and we're still having this issue, yes, that will be this type of situation.
Well, look, so this is what we're trying to do. We're not trying to undersell it, but we're also trying not to oversell it. But I think it is a big deal because he's not where everybody else is. And you need this guy to be where everybody else is in being ramped up. So that's the only thing that bothers me. Like I said, each individual athlete responds differently to treatment, responds differently to recovery. One of the things you and I aren't, and we've never pretended to be on this show, are personal trainers or physical therapists or PhDs. There are a lot of fans out there who think they are. There are a lot of fans who think that they are doctors and they know and they examine the x-rays and all that stuff. Well, you know what?
They may be doctors, Brett.
Well, there may be
There's
doctors.
Astros fans are doctors.
Okay. But I haven't seen any. Oh, thank you, Eric. I'm talking about these pseudo doctors. Thank you, smart Alec. Look at you coming at me like that, bro. Catching strays from Eric on a Monday night. That's brutal.
Yes, sir. So, I think that this is much ado about nothing at this point now. If there's a big rash of injuries, sure, that's something to worry about. But I think that it's too soon to say this is going to be 2025 all over again. I think that maybe with Carlos Pérez direction, maybe they have a better workout, a better a way to just stay focused and stay in shape all year round. Maybe they prevent a lot of these injuries, but the Astros do have some insurance. And when I say insurance, I don't mean the insurance that's preventing a lot of these players from playing in the WBC. I'm talking about an extra player because it looks like Isaac Paredes is not going anywhere. We'll talk about this next on the Locked On Astros podcast.
Hey, Astros fans, tax season doesn't have to take over your life this year. TurboTax is making it easier than ever before to hand things off and move on with your day. With TurboTax full service, you can have your taxes done for you by a trusted local expert, start to finish, without the stress or guesswork. Instead of spending hours trying to figure out forms, you can meet with a local TurboTax expert in person or connect online. They handle everything from W-2s to self-employment forms and work to get you every deduction. You can upload your documents, go about your day, and get your updates right there on the TurboTax app. It's a huge time saver and gives real peace of mind knowing that an expert is handling it. For a limited time, you can have your taxes done by a local tax expert for just $150 all in. If a TurboTax expert didn't file your taxes last year, just file by February 28th. Take taxes off your plate and get back to your life. Visit TurboTax.com/local to book your appointment today.
Hey guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Whether it's on YouTube, go and subscribe to us. Go and make us first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. Go and check us out. You're already everydayer. Why don't you join the Everydayers Club? It's just this awesome little extra feature. You don't have to join it, but for only $5 a month and $50 a year, you get extra bonus content like you get ad-free versions of the podcast. You get access to the Discord server. If you upgrade to the all access server, you get access to the subtext where you can directly text Brett and I. We can answer your questions. When there's some type of big news like this Josh Hader stuff, we can interact with the fans on a whole different level. You also have the daily newsletter after every show, and you have then the discounts of Locked On merchandise. There's just so many different reasons to become a member of the Everydayers Club. So just go to lockedonastros.supercast.com and you can go ahead and become an Everydayer today. So I know that Josh Hader, hopefully he's not doing somebody's taxes while he's kind of waiting it out. But we got Dana Brown, who's definitely not doing taxes because he's been busy. He's been trying to get some deals done. I know yesterday you talked about the rumored 3-team trade that the Astros did not make with the Cardinals involved with the Red Sox involving Paredes. The Astros would have got Brendan Donovan. This is a name that the Astros have been linked to a lot this offseason, a left-handed hitter, somebody that would have made sense. He could have played left field for the Astros. He could have played some second base, but I think the Astros really wanted this deal to go through, but unfortunately the Cardinals backed out, whatever reason. Maybe they weren't getting enough. And but the other day, Chandler Rome did mention that the Red Sox were one of 5 teams that were interested in Isaac Paredes. So the Red Sox did make a trade today. They got, was it Chase Durbin?
Caleb Durbin.
Caleb Durbin. Yeah, so he's from the Brewers. So it was part of a 6-player trade, and including a comp pick. So Durbin is going to be playing either second base or third base for the Red Sox, likely taking them out of the Isaac Paredes sweepstakes. So does that mean Isaac Paredes is not going anywhere, in your opinion, Brett?
In my opinion, if the price is not right, then yes, I think maybe the Astros have kind of overplayed their hand a little bit, or they value Isaac Paredes so much that they're not willing to be fleeced. Now, here is why I think the Astros look primed and ready to go with a stacked infield. Because when I look at the Astros 40-man roster on the app, the infielders include Nick Allen, Carlos Correa, Bryce Matthews, Isaac Paredes, Jeremy Pena, and Christian Walker. Wait, who did I leave off there? What famous second baseman is not listed as an infielder? Number 27, Jose Altuve. Jose Altuve is an outfielder on the 40-man roster on the Astros app. You have outfielders, Jose Altuve, Yordan Alvarez, Zach Cole, Zach DeCenzo, Jake Myers, Jesus Sanchez, Cam Smith, and Shea Whitcomb. So, Eric, you can bring yourself back in the picture. But seriously, they list Jose Altuve as a left fielder. It looks like they're going with the crowded infield. Now, I still think that there could be something that happens, but the problem is, like in Boston, they wanted Willer Abreu. They came off of Duran. The Red Sox were not willing to trade Willer Abreu. That is who they wanted. The Astros have also tried to go with controllable, cheaper options, but cheaper options meaning guys that aren't exactly major league ready, but top talent in those systems. And the Red Sox just were not willing to go there. So right now, as it stands, Isaac Paredes is a Houston Astro. And I think a lot of people wonder just how are you going to balance? How are you going to tell everyday major league players you got to sit once every 5 or 6 days because there's not enough room for you in the end? I think that's going to be kind of an issue. But Dana Brown and Joe Espada's got full autonomy. Joe Espada's got the power of the pen. And apparently Jim Crane nor Dana Brown are going to tell Joe Espada what lineup to put out there. That's his job to figure that out.
All right. So Joe Espada and Dana Brown do not make this 40-man roster on Astros.com. It's a starving, unpaid intern that's probably doing it. So just because he's listed there, I don't think that means he's a lock-in for the outfield.
I didn't. Hold on.
I know you did not. I'm just letting everybody know. So I'm just before people say, oh, Brett said that he's a shoe-in for the outfield. Just remember that Altuve was serviceable in the outfield, but he did not look great. And Joe Espada has made it very clear that he wants him to play second base again. This was an experiment they tried last year. And if you look at the numbers, he played a lot more second base and DH than he did left field. So this is an experiment that they tried to give him a little bit more position flexibility. But I don't think that what Brett's saying is that he's going to go out and be the everyday left fielder before everybody starts yelling at him. But that's why I took myself off the screen.
Hold on. You don't have to defend me. People can come at me all they want to. I'm just telling you what the Houston Astros as an organization
starving unpaid intern.
No, the Houston Astros are putting this out there, and he is listed as an outfielder. Now, maybe it's a holdover from last season. My point is this. We keep hearing that he's going to play mostly second base. Not if you have Isaac Paredes on this roster. You're not going to put Paredes out in the outfield. You're not going to put him in the outfield.
Yeah. So I know the Pirates did add somebody today. They added who was it? It's Marcell Ozuna. They added him another bat, so that might take them out of the sweepstakes. We'll talk about which bat the Astros might be wanting in the next segment, but the Pirates may not be out of it. They may need another third baseman. There are 3 other teams that we do not know the identity of them. So they could come out of the woodwork. And there is a desire for Isaac Paredes. And I think to go back to why this trade did not get done, I believe that the Astros probably liked Duran, but at the same time, they did not like the contract. And they really wanted to try to stay underneath the CBT until they had to go over it. And like Jim Crane likes to do, he likes to wait till the last minute, see if the Astros are a playoff contender. If they are a playoff contender, he doesn't mind going over. He doesn't mind paying the taxes as long as they make it to the playoffs. So, and I think that at this time, trading for Duran in exchange for Isaac Paredes, it doesn't matter what the other pieces were. I don't think it was what the Astros wanted to do. They wanted to shed salary, not take it on. And that's why Abreu's name kept on coming up. And also they want somebody with more long-term control. That's what Ken Rosenthal and Chandler Rome have been reporting for the past couple of days, that they want young, controllable players.
No, yeah, and I mean that makes sense. This is a club that, yes, they're in win now mode, but if you're going to trade somebody that has the value that they have, you definitely want something back. You want something for the future. You want someone that's going to impact this roster, not just now, but in the next couple of years. So it's going to be interesting. I think there's going to be some really cool storylines coming out of the Astros spring training. I'm really anxious. Eric, last night, I shared actually at noon today, if y'all didn't catch it, I shared my interviews with guys like Zach Cole, Cam Smith, AJ Blueball, those guys. Super impressed with Yainer Díaz, but really, really impressed with Zach Cole and Cam Smith and the kind of fight that they're going to show this year to make the roster because they want to play. And right. I think we're going to see a turnaround from Cam Smith offensively.
I think this lineup could be really good, especially if they do hold on to Paredes. But right now, the one weak spot that you can say, they do have a weak spot, it's possibly backup catcher. The Pirates may have the answer, but the Astros may have the answer in-house. We'll talk about that next. Thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Hey guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Whether it's on YouTube, go and subscribe to us. Go and make us first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, go and check us out. Go and become a member of the Everydayers Club. All you have to do is go to lockedonastros.supercast.com, and you get to have all these additional extras that you don't get from the traditional YouTube broadcast. So right now we're talking about the trade that could have been with Paredes, but Paredes is here now. But what is not here is a backup catcher. Cesar Salazar, he's likely at this time going to be the backup catcher, but a lot of scouts, a lot of people at the big league level think that he's going to be overexposed if he has not everyday at bats, but consistent at bats, and pitchers are going to figure out how to get him out, and he hasn't really had a lot of success at the big league level anyway. So who is the Astros backup catcher? And Brett, do you have the answer?
No, I don't. But do you remember the discussion we had a couple years ago with David Simpson, who does the it's not personal podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. You remember when we were having this discussion about Maldonado and his lack of offense? How many clubs have a catcher that's in the lineup and they're in there for their offense? If this is the backup catcher, and you and I both know this because we've interviewed a ton of these pitchers as they've gone through their minor league careers in this organization. Cesar Salazar is a favorite. Cesar Salazar is kind of a hero. You know why? He took a freaking fastball to the chest, dude, from Framber Valdez, former Houston Astro ace. I'm just saying, this dude took it like a man. He did not throw anybody under the bus. He was a team guy. And look, give him a shot. I'm not saying Cesar Salazar is the answer. And yes, Johnny Johnson, you're right. I'm dying to be the backup catcher. Catcher was my favorite position, Eric, growing up. I'm serious. My last season, I threw 14 out of 18 runners from home plate, and I took about 2 charges my last season where guys absolutely trucked me, and I held onto the ball. Both guys were ejected from the game. I got the outs. So sign me up, coach. I'll be a major league catcher.
Objection. I have some questions about your knees. I've heard from multiple scouting reports that they're not able to sustain a full season of being a backup catcher. So I'm going to go ahead and nix that right now, Brett Chansey.
Whatever, dude. That is probably from Keith Law. Anyways, but seriously, sorry, that was a little shade at Keith Law. But look, Jonah Heim, I see a name here. That's a name that I've been talking about this whole time. Jonah Heim. But again, it's about money, staying under that CBT. Joey Bart, former number 2 overall pick who hasn't really performed offensively.
Right.
There's, guys like Carlos Pérez. I mean, there are some other guys in the wings, and you wonder How far will Walker Yannick advance? Will Walker advance into AAA when he gets to AAA? Could he be a late season call up? I mean, look, the backup catcher story could be one to keep your eye on.
So Joey Bart last year batted 249 with 4 home runs, 30 RBIs with an OPS plus of 96, OPS of 696. He is only 29 years old, so he was the 27th round pick out of in 2015. Then he was the first round pick, second overall, like you said, in 2018. So he does have that pedigree. He never really took off. His biggest season was in 2024 when he had 13 home runs, had a OPS plus of 121. But last year he was an everyday player still, but he didn't really have a lot of success. But still, a 96 OPS plus is a lot better than some of the Astros hitters last year. So that would be
It's
a lot
still
better.
under league average, though.
Yes, but so are some of the Astros hitters. Just saying that.
Yeah.
But
I know.
yeah, so if you're talking about Jonah Heim might be still trying to wait for an everyday catching position.
True.
But he is, I'm trying to get back up here. Last year he batted 213 with 11 home runs with a OPS plus of 77, OPS of 602. He is He is 30 years old right now, and he's somebody that has had some success at the big league level, a little bit more than Joey Bart has, but he's probably still waiting to see if there's a full-time catching position out there for him, but I don't think there is at this point.
No, yeah. Look, the backup catcher position isn't a dire need, but you've got to find who that person is.
Right.
So whoever it is, you've got other guys in the system. You got your Colin Price. You've got, you got someone like Carlos Pérez. There are other options out there. The Astros will find their guy. The Astros may pick up someone spring training. But at the end of the day, it's Yainer Díaz's job to improve his defensive metrics. It's Yainer Díaz's job to decrease his chase rate. It's Yainer Díaz's job to take a hold of and really be that leader that I believe Yainer Díaz can be. He played winter ball this year, Eric, and he said he feels really good going into this season. So let's just hope he can have a career year, and then the backup catcher thing isn't so glaring. Now, if Yainer struggles this year and then they get a backup catcher who maybe shines, then maybe you got some tension. But hey, nothing is wrong with a healthy competition between two catchers at the major league level.
I'm gonna go all Brett here. If I'm frozen, I apologize. But we had a friend of the show that could potentially be the backup catcher. We have Colin Price that had a pretty good season last year in AAA. He had 18 home runs, 60 RBIs. He batted 235 with a 757 OPS down in AAA. He spent the whole season down in AAA. Nothing left to prove. So if he has a good spring training, open some eyes, and Cesar Salazar struggles a little bit, then Colin could be basically jumped into the backup catcher role because he has nothing left to prove down in AAA. He could be maybe the backup in case they need somebody if there's injury down the road. But I think that this is somebody that you could see kind of emerge if the Astros don't get a backup catcher. If Yannick is not quite ready, and if they don't think Carlos Pérez is the answer because he's down in minor leagues after spending some time at the major league level. So there are options for the Astros, but right now it's a spring training is about to start. You got catchers and pitchers reporting on Wednesday, and this is the time that Joe Espada gets to see where everybody is, and all eyes is going to be on the catching position. Not necessary because of Diaz, but because who's going to be that backup catcher. And all these guys have got to put up or shut up because this is, for the first time in 2 years or 3 years, this is an open position.
Yeah, exactly. And just so y'all know, The Pirates may have been on the radar, but they actually just signed a 1-year deal with Marcelo Zuna. And so some people kind of hoping the pipe dream of O'Neal Cruz being traded for Isaac Paredes. It's not going to happen. O'Neal Cruz has 3 years of eligibility, controllability left, and there's no way the Pirates.
That was never.
I think, I think the Pirates are in a win now mode with Skeens being there, and they see what's happening with Scooble, so they want to win as much as they can while Skeens is there, because they're going to make a pitch. The Pirates are going to do their best to try to sign him. Will they sign him? Probably not, but they can give it an honest try. You know what? This has been an excellent show, Eric. Thank you, to all of our fans for joining us. Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Astros. Tomorrow's show, we will talk about what to anticipate as pitchers and catchers report for their first workout day. Make sure you subscribe and follow Locked On Astros so you get all the latest podcast. If you never miss an episode, the Everydayer Club is built for you. Get Locked On Astros ad-free plus members only, Discord access, and more. Head to lockedonastros.supercast.com to join the club. For those of you on video, it's in you the first ever 24/7 national Locked On Podcast Network YouTube channel. On audio, make sure you make your second listen Locked On Fantasy Baseball as you gear up for the MLB season.
All right, guys, that's all we got for this episode. Go and tune in tomorrow, and we'll be with you all spring training. And Brett, what do we always say?
Go Stros.
Yeehaw. We always say yeehaw.
It's you